Ettington Park in the county of Warwickshire in central England. It is said to be the most haunted house in the country. In fact, so many strange and unusual occurrences have happened here over the years that in the 1960s it was used as the setting for the cult classic horror film, The Haunting. But we've not come here looking for ghosts, we've come here looking for the last Knights Templar. This marvellous Victorian neo-Gothic building is now a hotel, catering for wedding parties and conferences, and sometimes, I'm told, ghost hunts. But in the late 1800s, this was the home of the wealthy Shirley family, and this was their library, and it was here that the antiquarian Jacob Cove-Jones came in search of clues as to the location of the lost treasure of the Knights Templar. And this chapel in the grounds was where he believed he had found these clues. The Shirley family had a home here for centuries, and a much earlier building stood on the site of Ettington Park, and this was its chapel. And it dates from the 13th century. During the Middle Ages, the Shirley family were members of the Knights Templar order. The Templars were outlawed in Europe in the early 1300s, but they survived in Britain until the middle 14th century. The Shirley family in the 1800s not only celebrated their descent from the Knights Templar, they still regarded themselves as belonging to that order. In fact, they are buried beneath this chapel, and you can still see their grave markers here with the Knights Templar cross on it, which is particularly distinctive, this red cross. That was the symbol that they used on their shields and on the tunics over their armour. Certainly the last of the original Shirley Templars was buried here in 1363.
Seems it was here, at the house next door, that Jacob Cove-Jones spent time with his patron who owned this place, Lord Shirley, and this chapel here dates back to the Middle Ages, and it's one of Shirley's ancestors, who is, I believe, if my research is correct, where the body of the last Knights Templar lies, the last one in England. If you look over here, you will see that there is the knight and his wife, all very worn away. This is the effigy, I believe, of the last of the Templars.
Their faces have been worn all the way. They've got their faces. People doing that, but I just think it.
It's in this book that's written by Algernon Heber Percy, who was the cousin of the guy who's buried here in the Templar style grave. This book here is called The Ark of the Covenant of God. And what became of it? What does it say?
Yeah, that's exactly what it says.
Yes, so there you go. And I believe that in here is clue after remorseless clue, which we're going to be going on to next, which may explain that it's somewhere this place holds the clue as to possibly, maybe not where the Ark itself is, but where other Templar treasures were eventually hidden, perhaps including the breastplate of Aaron. Who knows? What that symbol represents, I have no idea. So if anybody out there knows, please tell me.